Hello, good evening. Me, Tina here from Los Angeles, California, United States. Anyway, today is October 19 and it has marked almost a 1 year of my post-COVID long hauler symptom. Just to recap my situation, I was admitted into ER last year on October 5th, and I was in the hospital about 15 days. So I was discharged on October 21st last year, and I had bilateral COVID pneumonias, and I wasn't able to breathe on my own, and I almost died at the hospital during the first week of my stay in the hospital. So anyway, so I would like to kind of recap a little bit about what has happened to me and how I have recovered. I have to say that as of today, it has been like a year now. I feel a lot better. I would not say I'm like 100% back to original Tina before COVID, because back then I was pretty masculine, I was a lot stronger, and a lot more energy. But anyway, I'm very grateful to where I am now, and I have to tell you that those of you who have experienced bad COVID pneumonia, okay, if you never have pneumonia, you wouldn't have a condition as bad as I have, or those who have pneumonia from COVID. However, if the virus have entered into your lungs and you have been, diagnosed as a COVID pneumonia, especially on both lungs, that's really serious, and it takes forever. It's kind of scary experience. You have to go through that. So I just want to tell everyone who's watching this video, just to have hope, and you just have to be proactive with your health, and that's what I have. And I guess thanks to all those regular workout that I have done at CrossFit, I think it has trained my mind to be a fighter, because I push myself, and I was proactive when it comes to my health, because I'm telling you, with the doctors, I mean, they're great. I'm grateful for them to save my life, but they're also very busy, and also they are learning at the same time they're healing the patients. So they don't know everything. They don't get all information. But by the way, just quickly, I just wanted to also make an announcement that I am not in medical field. I'm not a medical doctor. I mean, I'm in medical field in a way, but not a medical doctor. So I'm not giving any kind of medical advice. Okay, I'm not responsible for that. This is just my personal experience, and I like to share, and just to be able to kind of support and help other people. Because when I first came out from the hospital, I could not find anything, any information, not much at all, to help me out. So a lot of people have asked me what I did to help myself to recover. What I remember clearly, it took me up to 6 to 9 months. Yes, it took that long. But I had it really bad. Remember, I almost died. So every individual who have experienced COVID illness, it has to be pneumonia, really, would have experienced differently, would have a different experience. Each one of us depends on severity. Oops, sorry. I'm back here, I'm holding my camera. Depends on severity of the COVID, okay? So mine was kind of severe, right? So you can't compare my situation to you unless you have it as bad. And also depends on your existing condition as well, health-wise. Okay, if you have diabetes, I mean, I have pre-diabetic, but anyway, I never have to take medication, but I didn't have any bad health problem like some people have. So that's also what you have to consider with your condition. But what has helped me really was a daily walk every morning. That's very important, because when you walk, it's so difficult for me to walk. And this is someone that I have shared many videos that I have worked out a lot. I did CrossFit every morning, 5 days a week. I trained very hard, but when I came back from the hospital, up to the first 3-4 months, it's very hard for me to walk. I had a hard time breathing. I couldn't breathe deep, and this is because all my lungs had a lot of inflammation, so they call that infiltrate. And I had to ask my doctor to give me lungs x-ray every month to 2 months. So you need to do that, because if you don't see any kind of infiltrates on your x-ray, you will notice that you'll begin to be able to breathe a lot deeper. That's what happened. Once that infiltrate doesn't show on my lungs x-ray, I noticed that I was able to breathe a lot deeper. But now when you start walking, it strengthens your lungs. Okay, that's very important. Now for those of you who are heavy, this is very important, because I gained about 55 pounds due to the steroids and all antibiotics, mainly the steroid. Prednisone, that's what I took, very high dosage for about 3-4 months. So I gained quite a lot of weight. 55 pounds, I was at 135 and went up to like 190. And so that makes it hard also for your lungs and your heart. So keep in mind, if you are heavy, you need to lose weight. And the best way to lose weight, which I'm so happy that I have recovered, is intermittent ketogenic. I actually quit eating sugar, any form of sugar and any form of processed food. And I eat very minimum, because so when you do that, it's very easy for your lung, but it's also very easy for all your organs in your body, especially your stomach. Your stomach is everything. With the COVID condition, the virus that I have, it's really messed up everything. I mean, my sleeping pattern, I had insomnia, I couldn't sleep. My nervous system, I got a lot of anxiety. My stomach's really bad. I mean, I look like pregnant, 8 months pregnancy during the first month after discharge. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until I started to eat intermittent or fasting. I fast quite a bit, and I eat only healthy protein without antibiotics and organic foods only. So keep in mind, everything that you purchase at the market, most of them are full with toxins and antibiotics. So you kind of need to get out that kind of food if you can, which I have up until today. So it's been like 3 months already. So anyway, walking is one of the things. Sleeping on your stomach or in prone position is so crucial. It's very important. I have done that for 6 months, because when you do that, it opens up your lower lungs. Okay, this is very important. I get a lot of people asking me that question. What did I do to help? It took me about 3 to 6 months, and those up to 6 months, I walked every morning. And morning is one of the best time to walk, because the oxygen is very fresh, and fresh oxygen will feed your blood and everything, your brain. Now, some people ask me if I have brain fog. Yes, and I believe and I feel that the brain fogs come from not having my lungs fully open. So when you don't get full oxygen, it doesn't go and feed everything in your body. Right? Does that make sense? Your brains and everything. That's why people get brain fog. I had that. I had a lot of headache, and that would make sense, because the oxygen doesn't feed your blood, because that's food for your blood, and then doesn't go up to your brain. I had that. I had insomnia. I had anxiety. I have a lot of nerve. I mean, I can feel it. My blood pressure went really high. My blood glucose went very high. Everything just went off the chart. Everything just went crazy. Okay, so until the 9 month, from the first month, I've been telling my doctor, like, something's wrong with my stomach. Something in my stomach is not right. And we had all kinds of tests, CT scans and MRI and everything, but I didn't find anything until the 9 month. I felt something weird. I felt my heart was beating, and I felt my lungs, I wasn't able to breathe. And then finally, when they did the CT scan on my stomach, they found my gallbladder was infected. So they had to remove my gallbladder this past August, about 3 months ago. And that's marked about the 9 month of my recovery since last October. So what happened is, now I feel a lot better. But I think, with all the steroids that I took during the first 3-4 months after hospital, and also 5-6 different type antibiotics really messed me up. I also had UTI, like every other month, and they just kept getting me antibiotics. And of course, that's what's needed for that time when I had infection. So it just throw off everything in my body. I have so much antibiotic antibiotics as well. And that's really messed up my stomach. And I was the one who had a strong stomach before. Never had problem. So this is the experience I have, and I believe this is all from medication. And I remember during the first 6 months when I did this video, if you guys notice, I was a lot more swollen up. You can look at my face, you can look at my whole shoulder. It's all because of all these steroids and antibiotics that I took, and I don't think I was draining all this stuff out of my body. That's why it is affecting my adrenal gland, and that's why I couldn't sleep, and I had to take a sleeping pill. It's just crazy. But now it's getting a lot better. Okay, and one of the things that I did too is that I took the food intolerance test. You can find that on Groupon.com. They have a special deals for I think like $70. If you live in the United States, I highly recommend that, because I totally believe now that the food that we eat, that I ate also, cause a lot of inflammation. And everyone's different. You can't go on the internet, go on Google and find out what kind of food is good for you, because what's good for you may not be good for me, and what's good for me may not be good for you. It's depending on your blood type. Okay, so this one you have to send 10 strands of your hair, and you send in, and they send you back the report within a week and telling you what kind of food that's giving you this information. But also it tells you what kind of supplements and minerals that you are deficient, which I found out about 7 or 8 of them that I have been deficient, which makes sense to me because I did research on each one of them, and they're all caused by antibiotics. So is that funny? Anyway, I don't want to make this video way too long, because I know sometimes it's long. A lot of people have a hard time watching. If you have any question, please kindly just put a comment. You know that I always get back to you within 24 hours. I try my best. I'm going to do more video, but one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking antibiotic tests for the COVID after 1 year. So I just kind of want to see like if I have antibodies, and how high my antibody is with the natural antibodies that I got from COVID. But I have to get the doctor notes, and then I have to go to Quest Lab, and they'll do that for me. So on my next videos, you know, hopefully pretty soon, I'm going to be making a video and telling you what's going on with my antibodies test after 1 year, after having this COVID pneumonia. I feel like I still have high, and this is the reason why I haven't taken any vaccination yet. But if my antibody is low, I may end up taking vaccination. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, but I'm just going to wait until I find out result, and I'm going to share with you guys. All right, so thank you for listening, everyone, and thank you for your support. And any questions, don't feel bad to ask me questions. You can ask me as many questions as you like. I really love to help you out and help support. All right, you guys, if you know anyone who have COVID pneumonia and struggling, pass on my videos, show it to them, because I'm telling you, when you feel like you can relate to another person who have the same thing, worse or not as worse, it's still nice to hear what this person has done to help themselves. And let me tell you again, make sure you walk every day, walk as far as you can. When you're tired, just stop. I carry my pulse oximeter, so if it goes up too low, because sometimes in the beginning your oxygen will go low, so you're gonna have to stop and rest, and your heart rate's gonna go high. You definitely will have to stop and rest while you're walking. In that happened during the first couple months for me. Okay, but then when I get home, I feel like my lung open up more and more. And especially after that, I sleep in prone position on my stomach, and I kept checking on my pulse oximeter, and I noticed that it keeps my oxygen saturation higher than 96. But if I don't sleep in that position, if I sleep on my back, that's when my oxygen will go down. Another thing is I use spirometer, which I got it from the hospital. You can also order from Amazon.com if you don't have it. It's very inexpensive. You need to exercise your lung. That's very important. And one of the key things is, if you're heavier than your weight, remember, everything you do, even with the healthy lung, it can tax on your lungs and your heart. So if you're heavy, you need to lose weight, and please do fasting, do intermittent ketogenic. diet. That's the best. Skip the sugar because the sugar will increase a lot of bacteria in your stomach, so that might be worse for you, which had caused my stomach problem. And and try not to eat any kind of processed food. So that helped me a lot. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening. You have a wonderful time and talk to you soon. Bye bye.